A neighborhood nightmare. It was supposed to be a perfect Saturday afternoon in the quiet suburban town of Willow Creek, Virginia. The sun shone brightly over Riverside Park, where my 5-year-old daughter, Emily, was laughing with her friends at a neighbor's birthday party. Balloons bobbed in the breeze, and the air was filled with the squeals of children. I was at home, sifting through legal briefs as the county's district attorney, when my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. The voice on the other end was calm but urgent. "Mr. Harrison, this is Dr. Laura Bennett from Willow Creek Children's Hospital. Your daughter Emily has been rushed here by ambulance. She's unconscious. You need to come immediately." My heart stopped. Emily, my bright-eyed girl with a giggle that could light up a room, was in danger. I grabbed my keys and sped to the hospital, my mind racing with questions. Unconscious? Poisoned? Who would do this to a child? When I arrived, my wife, Rachel, was already there, her face streaked with tears. "She just collapsed, Tom," she sobbed, falling into my arms. 1 minute she was playing, and the next, she was on the ground. Rachel recounted the events at the park. The party was for a neighbor's daughter, Sophie, and about 15 kids were there, running around the playground Emily loved. Everything seemed normal until Margaret Hensley, the notorious president of the Riverside Estates HOA, showed up. Margaret was the kind of woman who thrived on control, filing complaints about everything from unmowed lawns to kids playing too loudly. She'd been in my office more times than I could count, demanding prosecutions for petty grievances. That day, she'd arrived at the party with a tray of special fruit drinks, insisting they were healthier than the sodas and juices the parents had brought. Emily didn't want to drink it, Rachel said, her voice trembling. She said it tasted bitter, but Margaret kept pushing, saying it was good for her, that she had to finish it like a good girl. My fists clenched. Emily, ever polite, had drunk the entire cup. Most of the other kids only sipped theirs, distracted by games, but Emily, trusting and obedient, followed Margaret's instructions. 20 minutes later, she was dizzy, clutching her stomach, and then she collapsed. By the time the ambulance arrived, Margaret had vanished, claiming she had HOA business to attend to. Dr. Bennett approached us in the hospital hallway, her expression serious but steady. "Emily is stable," she said, and relief washed over me, though it was fleeting. "But her blood tests show high levels of sedatives and anti-anxiety medication drugs no child should ever be given, especially in these doses. It could have been fatal." Rachel gripped my hand, her nails digging into my palm. "Can we see her?" I asked. The doctor nodded. "She's still unconscious, but you can sit with her." Seeing Emily in that hospital bed was like a punch to the gut. Her tiny frame was dwarfed by machines and 4 lines, her rosy cheeks pale. I took her small hand, whispering, "Daddy's here, sweetheart. You're safe." Rachel sat opposite, stroking Emily's hair. We stayed there for hours, watching her breathe, willing her to wake up. In that moment, my role as district attorney felt irrelevant. I was just a father, terrified for his child. As we waited, I called Detective Karen Walsh, a trusted colleague. "Someone poisoned my daughter at a kid's party," I told her, my voice tight. "I can't handle this case myself, but I need answers." Karen was horrified. "Is Emily okay?" she asked. "Stable, but I want the person responsible locked up. Start with Margaret Hensley." She gave Emily the drink. Karen didn't hesitate. "I've dealt with Margaret before. She's a nightmare. I'm on it." The investigation moved quickly. Witnesses confirmed Margaret had singled out Emily, urging her to finish the drink. Traces of sedatives were found in the leftover cups. A search of Margaret's home uncovered bottles of prescription drugs from hers, others belonging to her late husband. Neighbors revealed she'd been ranting about the noisy kids in the area, threatening to do something if parents didn't control them. It was chilling. This woman had decided that children's laughter was a problem worth drugging them to silence. Around 8 p.m., Emily stirred. Her eyes fluttered open, and she whispered, "Mommy? Daddy?" Her voice was weak, her confusion palpable. "My tummy hurts. I feel dizzy." I kissed her forehead. "You got sick at the party, but you're safe now." She frowned, her voice trembling. "The lady made me drink that yucky juice. I said it tasted bad, but she told me I had to." Rachel's tears fell as she reassured her. "You did nothing wrong, baby. That lady was bad." Emily's next words broke my heart. "Is she coming back?" I leaned in, firm but gentle. "No, sweetheart. She'll never hurt you again. Daddy's making sure of it." The next morning, Margaret was arrested. According to Karen, she showed no remorse, claiming the kids were out of control and she was just trying to calm them down. She insisted she didn't know the drugs could be dangerous, but her arrogance was staggering. She'd nearly killed my daughter and thought it was justified. Emily was released from the hospital the next day, but the trauma lingered. She had nightmares, refused food or drinks from anyone but us, and clung to Rachel and me. "I'm scared, Daddy," she'd whisper after waking from a bad dream. "What if there are more bad people?" We enrolled her in therapy with Dr. Susan Carter, a specialist in pediatric trauma. "Emily's trust in adults has been shattered," Dr. Carter explained. "It'll take time to rebuild." Meanwhile, I worked with my top prosecutor, James Lee, to build a case against Margaret. I couldn't prosecute myself, but I ensured every charge was pursued: attempted murder, child endangerment, assault, poisoning. The evidence was overwhelming: witnesses, toxicology reports, and Margaret's statements. Her defense attorney tried to paint her as a well-meaning neighbor who'd made a mistake, but Margaret's testimony ruined her case. "Those kids were a nuisance," she snapped on the stand. "I just wanted peace. I didn't think a little medication would hurt." When James pressed her about giving adult drugs to a 35-pound child, she faltered, admitting she hadn't considered the dosage. The jury was appalled. After a 2-hour deliberation, Margaret was found guilty on all charges. At the sentencing, I gave a victim impact statement, staring directly at her. "Margaret Hensley, you saw my daughter's joy and decided it was a problem. You poisoned her, knowing it would harm her, and you nearly took her from us. But Emily is stronger than you. She's healing, and she's helping others. You failed." Margaret glared, unrepentant, even shouting as she was led away, "Your kid was a brat. She deserved it." I stood tall. "You poisoned a child. Enjoy your time in prison." Margaret was sentenced to 15 years, with no parole for 8. Emily's recovery was slow but steady. Therapy helped, but she was still wary of strangers. Yet, something remarkable emerged. Emily wanted to help other kids who'd been hurt. "I don't want them to be scared like me," she told Dr. Carter. Inspired, we founded the Emily Harrison Foundation to support child victims of crime, offering therapy, legal aid, and resources. Emily, even at 6, became its heart, meeting other kids and sharing her story. One boy, Tommy, who'd been poisoned by a relative, found hope after meeting her. She showed him he could be brave, his mother said. The foundation grew, impacting hundreds of families. Emily's insights shaped programs like a safe space initiative where volunteers simply sat with traumatized kids, letting them feel secure without pressure to talk. Schools adopted her safety curriculum, teaching kids about stranger danger while emphasizing that most adults are trustworthy. By age 8, Emily spoke at a national trauma conference, telling experts, "I decided to be brave so other kids could be, too." Her words changed how professionals approached child therapy. Margaret, meanwhile, struggled in prison. She clashed with inmates and was denied parole after 5 years for her lack of remorse. "Good," Emily said when I told her. "She's not ready to be near kids." At 9, Emily announced she wanted to be a pediatric doctor, inspired by Dr. Bennett. She also wrote a children's book, Emily's Courageous Heart, which became a bestseller, funding the foundation's expansion. 3 years after the poisoning, we held a celebration for the foundation. "Bad things happen," Emily told the crowd, now confident at 8, "but we can choose to help others instead." The audience gave her a standing ovation. Dr. Carter later told us, "Emily's recovery is the most complete I've seen. She's not just surviving, she's thriving." Looking back, I never imagined Margaret's cruelty would lead to such good. Emily transformed her pain into a mission, proving that love and resilience can triumph over evil. Her legacy, hope, healing, and justice will outlast Margaret's hatred, touching lives for generations. What do you think about this story? How do you feel about violence and injustice in our world? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe justice was served, or should more be done to protect kids from people like Margaret? Let's discuss.